What's going on, guys? Bruce Matz here, your host show, Metric Scout Fantasy Football. Week 2 is almost in the books. We got the Sunday night game going on right now. We have 2 Monday night games tomorrow. But the big thing we want to hit on today from this fallout is Kyle Pitts. There's a lot going on about him. There's a lot of people talking about him in the streets, in Twitter and whatnot. And a lot of people are worried, especially from today. He had 2 back-to-back games already this season where he posted 2 catches for 19 yards. That's kind of hard to do, to have the same exact stat line back-to-back. But each game has different stories. Week 1 gave us some promise against the Saints. He had a 22% target share off 7 targets and had 98 air yards or 93 or whatever it was. And that was good volume there. That was very good, and you're buying off of that volume. Week 2's a different story, but it's against the Rams. 8% target share, 3 targets. Same stat line though, 2 for 19 off 25 air yards. The workload is what's worrisome. However, you got that week 1 stat line that looks good. You got that rookie season that looks good. The question is this just him running bad for a couple weeks, or is he just going to come back soon, or is this him for the rest of the season with Mariota under center? A lot of questions here. I look at this as a funky matchup here against the Rams. Stout defense. That defense does conundrums. Drake London blew up for 12 targets. Does that mean Drake London's the alpha over Pitts? I imagine those guys are going to feed off each other. They're both good. Drake London's really good. He's going to earn his targets as well. I think Pitts is going to have his days, especially when you look at week 1 and then week 2. It's going to be up and down. It just is. He's a tight end, and tight ends are like this. Even with the stat line 2 for 19, he's only like 6 fantasy points away from being a tight end 1. He's that many fantasy points away from being a tight end 12 right now in fantasy with just 3 games left to play. That's crazy. That's how bad the tight end position is. That's how volatile the tight end position is. He can sure things up like that if things go his way. We got to see what these matchups look like. I am not casting him out just yet. There are some people who are down on him. I think Dynasty, it's a good buy low opportunity if there is one. I don't think there really is. I think that's a facade. There might be in some leagues, maybe home Dynasty leagues or whatever, but I think whoever paid that price for Pitts, they're gripping that hard. You could trying to get some low ball offers on them. Maybe you can get something going. Maybe you can at least kick the tires and see if you can get a counter back. And maybe that's enough. Maybe even getting a counter back off Pitts is a win because how expensive he is in Dynasty. I like Pitts. I like him a lot, but I must not like him enough because I wasn't able to get many shares in Dynasty. I would like more shares, but he's so damn expensive. In Underdog redraft, those best ball leagues, people were drafting him real early in some of my leagues I was in, and he was just hard to get. And in some of the redrafts as well, I don't have as much, but it's not like I wasn't in. I just wanted more, and I couldn't get it. He was just so damn expensive. The price has dropped a little bit in some regards in Dynasty, but not really because no one's going to be really selling. There might be a few, but those are more like in your home leagues where people are slipping or people are all on the FOMO. It's going to be up and down probably. I could see Mariota being up and down with this. This could be matchup dependent. We don't know. We're also 2 weeks in, and we got a sample of high volume, and we got a sample of low volume. Both samples, 2 for 19. I'm stuck on that number. I am all right with Pitts right now. He's a tight end prospect that can go boom on you on any week. He may be a head scratcher to start a lot of weeks this season. That might happen, but when you look back on it and you go week to week, most tight ends are. The upside with Pitts, though, is that you should be competing with the top wide receivers, and that's not happening. That was what people were chasing. That's why people were paying the high price tag. They were hoping to get that return on investment. They don't want Pitts to compete with the tight ends. They don't want him to just be a tight end 1 because being a tight end 1 doesn't really tell you much. Well, when we go over the numbers each week, the top 25 tight end, the tight end 25 versus the tight end 12, there's only a few points between them. That doesn't tell you much. What people were drafting him for is to get that tight end who is a trick in your lineup that can get you top tier wide receiver results. And that looks like that may not be happening this year. You may get it in some matchups, and I imagine that will. You may get some splash matchups for Pitts, especially in those grandiose matchups. Off and on, you may get good tight end one numbers out of them. However, you're going to get some of these down weeks as well, it looks like, especially in these funky matchups. I want to go back and look at this game. I caught this on Red Zone, so you only get football with no context, but you get a lot of information. So you want to go back and dial it in on some of these games and some of these question marks. This is a question mark I want to look at. If you've seen this game, drop in the comments. Tell me what you see, what you thought. I want to know about Mariota's pressure. I want to know about the flow of the game. Drake London looked damn good from what I saw. That's exciting, but that's for another video on a later date. Kyle Pitts, though, I'm still in. I'm not selling. I would look to buy on the cheap. I don't think that's possible in Dynasty. However, in Redraft, you might be able to make it happen, but I wouldn't blow my load on it either. I'd try to be as conservative as possible. I'd try to buy on the low. Give them an asset that you don't care about getting rid of. Give them an asset that popped off this week or scored 12, 15 fantasy points, one of those wide receivers. You can always get another one off waivers or something and see if you can make a package and get you Pitts. I don't think it's going to happen too much, but in some of these casual redraft leagues, you don't know what's going to happen. And I'm seeing a lot of people come to this channel from all different walks of life these days, so I don't know what your market's actually looking like, but I can tell you with my subscribers that are usually here, the Dynasty Leaguers, you're probably not going to get many Pitts off the markets. I would try to kick the tires with them, see if you can get anything moving on them, but I just don't see it happening. I would try to buy low. I'm always going to try and buy low. You're seeing the needle move down a shade, but I don't think it's actually moving. I think people are just depressed about the numbers, and that's rightfully so. I would want to see more out of them as well, but I think people are going to be holding strong. I'm holding strong as well, and they're probably going to hold stronger once they see this video. But let me know what you think in the comments. Drop it like it's hot in there. Smash that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm dropping fantasy content left and right, like always. A lot more videos coming tomorrow once I go through more of this fallout from week 2. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.